Good morning everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, I've come down to the coast this morning with the intention of taking some very intentional photographs of these rocks. If you've been following my channel for the last few weeks, firstly, thank you very much for watching. But as I've been making my walks along the South Devon coast here and taking wildlife photographs, it's a bit run and gun, isn't it? And I've just been taking photographs of what I find, but today I've got the intention of taking some really deliberate photographs of these rocks. If you're new to the channel, my name's Simon. I'm an amateur photographer living on the south coast of Devon in the UK. Photography wise, I like to try a bit of everything. Urban, street, woodlands, landscapes. And today, obviously, trying some seascapes. So what I want to do is really slow my photography down, and I'm going to have to. There's a lot of changing elements here. It's round about 5:30 in the morning. Sunrise is just before 6, which is going to be just down there, and I've come down to take a picture of the rocks where they make a lovely leading line. But what's happening, the tide is coming in as well, and it's already almost obscured the rocks I wanted. I did take some good photos to around about 5:20 this morning. So before sunrise I was in blue hour, and obviously after sunrise there's golden hour. Now, calling it an hour might be a bit misleading. Obviously in the middle of summer the sun is coming up very fast, so that time is very much shorter, and in winter with the sun low in the sky you might get some longer periods of really nice light. Now, I started off with this shot. I had a circular polarizer on, as you can see, cutting down some of the reflections. The next image, I thought there was too much polarization, so I've just toned that down a little bit where you can see a bit more of the reflections of the sky in the water. Now, this is a long exposure, 30 seconds. I could have put it in bulb mode and gone for maybe a minute or even 2 minutes, which would have really smoothed that water out. You can see this was taken at 2 seconds, and I think for the type of shot I'm trying to get, this was just too short, too much detail in the water. This is more the image I'm going for, a really minimalist shot. I've even cut the sky out completely with this. I've left the polarizer on just a little bit. You can just see some of the rocks underneath the water. Now, aperture wise I'm at f11, trying to get everything in focus, but really focusing on the foreground there. And although I'd come down to photograph those leading lines, I found this image which I really liked. Just focusing in on some of the rocks in the foreground, and surprisingly this X-pan ratio really works well, and I think it's probably because you can just see some detail on the right hand side as well. Colours are nice, and I like the effect of the water at 20 seconds. So the tide's coming in fast and there's a definite swell, so I'm going to have to move back from the edge here. And maybe I'll wait till it's a little bit lighter, and then I'll try and explain some of the settings I'm using. And also, let's get myself set up to see if I can capture the sunrise. While I faff around with the gear trying to get ready for some photographs, I'll let you just watch this time lapse. So now the sunrise is almost over. Let's talk about settings. Now remember, I'm an amateur photographer, so this is what I'm trying, and please take from it what you will. Now, settings wise, what have we got to play with? ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Now there's changing conditions, all three of those could change. But the most important, in my opinion, for seascapes is shutter speed. Right now there's a lot of movement in the waves, quite a bit of light, so you can use quite a fast shutter speed, and you might want to freeze the action. You might want to use maybe a second, 2 seconds, just to show a little bit of movement in the waves. Or as I did earlier, you might want a really long shutter speed, 30 seconds, blur out all the water, just make a feature of the rocks. So let's see if I can find some more compositions. The tide's coming in fast and the rocks are disappearing, so I don't know what I'm going to find, but there is some nice light shining on them. So let's move around and see what I can find. So although I'm silhouetted against the sunrise here, what I've found now is there is just too much light not to use a filter. I'm focused on some of the rocks out there. What I'd like is a little bit of movement in the water, so maybe a second exposure. What I'm finding is I need at least 1/100th of a second, if not faster, to get the exposure right with an ISO of 100. Now, aperture wise, I can play with that, but even at f11, I'm at around about a 15th of a second. I'll give that a go. The sun is blurred out, sorry, the sun is blown out at that shutter speed though. If I want to get the sun in the shot at the same time. I'm just going to try that 15th of a second and see what the water looks like. I have no idea. Well, actually, I like the effect of that wave breaking on the rocks, but the rest of the water I'm not keen on. Okay, let's get the filters out. Let's take off the polarizer and just put the 6 stop on to start with. Yes, and that's easily going to give me a second exposure. Well, I'm loving that sky at the moment, so let's see if I can get a photograph of that. So the settings for this photograph are all about trying to capture the sun and the rays coming out from behind the clouds. Really difficult to get a shot like this with the sun so high in the sky. There's always going to be something blown out. Settings wise, at just under a second and at f13, I wasn't really thinking about the texture of the water at all, just trying to capture the sunrise. Now with this, I wanted to include some foreground interest, so obviously I've included the rocks. They make a nice foreground curving around the bottom of the image. The sun's nicely exposed, but again I wasn't really thinking about the water so much, and it looks a little bit harsh to me at 1 second and again at f13. So this one I really was concentrating on trying to capture the movement in the water. Now I think this works okay. I've overexposed the sky slightly. The whole shot is much brighter, but I do like the texture of the water at 4 seconds. And its shutter speed, as I said before, is the only thing I've changed. Now that the sun's a lot further up, you're getting some side light on the rocks just out there. Let's see if there's an image there. The light was becoming a little bit more harsh by now, so we're struggling with that. So decided to embrace it and make a feature of it. So I've actually brightened up the left hand side of this shot with a radial mask, warmed it up a little bit, accentuating the light coming in onto the rocks. Composition wise, not so sure about this. So I zoomed in a little bit more, trying to make more of a feature of the rocks themselves, excluding the sky completely. Now I'm at the mercy of the waves here, again at 1 second. The texture of the water I think is okay. The rocks are sharp. Don't like the rock on the left hand side in the middle of the shot, so I'll then crop this to this square image, and immediately it makes more of a feature of those rocks in the foreground there, diagonally pointing into the middle of the photograph. So I think out of these three, this is the favourite of the bunch. Now the tide's well and truly in and starting to cover the pool, but that's a video for another day. Well, I think I'm going to end the video there. The sun is well up now, the tide's come in all the way, and I'm now starting to get wet with the crashing waves. Hopefully I've got some good photographs and I've got the settings right and I've imparted some useful information. But as I say, I'm only an amateur photographer. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It always helps me, and I'll see you all again soon. But for now, cheerio.